Today I am going to be making these cornrows for you guys. I've been obsessed. I'm the type of person, like, if I'm obsessed with braiding, I'm going to be obsessed till I perfect it. If I'm obsessed with hair dye, I'm going to be obsessed and I'm going to keep doing it until I perfect it. So lately I've been, got an email. Lately I've been obsessed. Let me just zoom you guys out a little bit. I've been obsessed with braids. I really want to learn how to braid my hair. I do keep my hair under my wigs braided, so it would be nice to learn how to just braid it and get it really, really tight and good, and also to just do different braided hairstyles with my frontals. This is a 13x4 lace frontal, and I just wanted to learn how to braid it super tight, and then eventually I'll learn to do designs and things like that, especially because I have a daughter and she's about to start walking and going to school and things like that, and I'm definitely going to want to keep her hair braided. You know, swimming in the summer, you guys know how it goes with black kids. We got to keep our hair braided in the summer for the swimming pool and all that stuff. So when it's time for her to be able to have these hairstyles that will help me with school and all that stuff, I want to be able to keep her hair on fleek. I want to be able to keep my own hair on fleek, my protective styles on fleek, and my frontals. So I went ahead and had a go with the practice today. I did bleach the knots on this frontal. I made a hot glue gun wig, and this is the results. This is Malaysian. No, let me not give you guys the wrong information. This is actually Brazilian water wave. I have in a 20, 22, 22, 22, and then a 20-inch frontal. So basically there is 3 bundles of 22, a bundle of 20, and then a 20-inch 13x4 lace frontal. Again, I did bleach the knots, made a wig, put it on. As far as the hair goes, it's super nice, lightweight, but definitely full. And what I mean by that is that it's full. There's definitely a lot of hair here, in a sense of, like, you want your hair to be super full and not like sparse, like you only got one bundle in. But it's still lightweight. It doesn't feel like heavy, like I'm doing too much or it's gonna be too hot for the spring and summer. It was definitely really good hair to work with. I went ahead and co-washed it. All I did was I rinsed it, and then I added a layer of, or a coat of, my silicone mix, which is one of my favorite deep conditioners to use, and then I let it air dry. And when I came on camera to, oh, it's a hummingbird outside of my window. I wish I could show you guys. But anyways, the styling product I use, like, after it dried and stuff, is, I really want to go outside. The styling product I use after this is the Wet. This is by Sebastian, but it is in the GVP bottle because I get the generic version from Sally's, just because I go to Sally's more often than like Ulta or other stores that would sell the original product. But it works the same, and it's just like a clear liquid. Smells really good. I really like this for my wigs. If you use like a leave-in conditioner style, sometimes, you know, it's a little bit sticky and weighed down. This is one of those products that's going to help your hair to be defined. It adds a little slight hold if you mix it with water, in the sense of, like, if you wet the hair and then put this product in, it really won't be hard. But if you just only use this product, it'll have a light hold to it, and I kind of like that sometimes with my curls, because, like, if I start messing with this too much, and that's with any curls, they'll start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you just use this without the water, it'll kind of keep that hold so it won't get big. So it's just your preference of, like, what ratio of water in this you want to use. And then for my frontal, I did use my handy dandy Got To Be Glued Ultra. This is going to give you a nice fleeky hairline, baby hair, without the white. A lot of people use the yellow, which I don't even know where my yellow one is. It was here. You guys have seen me use this time and time again. This one is empty and this one is pretty full. I've used them and had them both the same amount of time, but clearly I use this one way more, because it's like empty, and this one is like still full. And basically the difference is, if I would have used this on here, you kind of would have had that white crusty look, but it would have been a little bit more fleeky. So there's a pro and a con to each. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble. Let's jump into the tutorial and I'll show you guys how to braid your frontals. Really nice. Also, this hair came from Maxine. I have it linked in the description bar, so check it out if you're interested. Also have some tutorials and everything that I used linked in the description bar for you guys. So go ahead and stay tuned, because we're going to jump into the tutorial and get started. So this is what the hair looks like after you've made the wig and you've went ahead and co-washed it. I did go ahead and tweeze it and make baby hair along the hairline. Doesn't look like I put a lot of work in the hairline, but I definitely did. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add or re-wet the front so that it can kind of be slick and kind of get rid of the flyaways to be easier. Here I'm showing you what the actual lace looks like. I did bleach the knot, BW bleach 40 volume developer for about 20 to 25 minutes, covered in foil to make sure that it processes as fast as possible. Rinsed it out with purple shampoo. I have a couple of reviews, or I'm sorry, tutorials on how I bleach the knots in the description bar to show you guys, but this is just a close-up of what it looks like. You don't need any powder or anything like that. It looks scalp-like. You're going to see in the end I did add powder just because I'm extra. But you guys already know we're going to be making some French braids, cornrows, Dutch braids, boxer braids. There's so many different names growing up. We just call them cornrows. And if you wanted to be bougie, you call them French braids. Let me know in the comments below what you guys call them. I honestly don't even know the difference between French braids and Dutch braids. And yes, that was me complaining because my arms hurt already. And I have not even started. So I did slow it down here. I'm going to speed it up in a little bit just to kind of show you guys what I'm doing. I have the right idea of how to make a French braid. I just feel like I don't make them as tight as I wish that I did. And then my arms start hurting. So I kind of right there messed up because I kind of lose track. Also, as you can see, I get a little bit tangled like right there, and it's because like as you're making that braid in the front and you're winding around and around and around, it's also winding around and around at the opposite end. So you have to, like, every time you loop and pull the hair all the way through. That way it keeps it separated. This is all a trial and error process. Again, I know what I'm doing. I just have to perfect it to not tangle and to make the braids a lot more tight. But you guys kind of see what I was doing there. Also, an option you can do is when you get right here to the base or the end of like where the lace ends and the track begins, you can go ahead and make a but add a rubber band right there, just a little tiny elastics if you wanted to cut or stop the braiding there and then let the rest of the hair hang to blend in. I kind of feel like that will look a little bit childish to have all those rubber bands going at the end of the lace. Kind of looks a little bit juvenile, childish to me. I don't know. So I chose to braid it all the way down to the end. I kind of could have just braided halfway to still have the length of the hair, but it's all about preference. Let me know your preference. So something I did, I think I did about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I did 6 or 7 braids. We'll see at the end how many it actually was. But with all the braids that I did, I lost my train of thought. Make sure that you comb each one out. Make sure that you also cover the track in the back. You don't want to braid it perfectly with the lace and not kind of add a little bit of that hair from the first track, because then it won't cover and you'll just see track straight across, and then it'll be like not cute, right? So the more and more you do it, the better you get. I think by the 3rd or 4th one I was getting better. But as you can see, I'm just kind of starting with 3 separate pieces of hair and just going around each one from the back and go like around the back, loop, pull, go around, loop, pull. The idea is to go around with your pointer finger, and then as you loop it, you kind of grab that hair from the opposite side and pull it as tight as you can and like snatch it back. And that's what's going to give you a really, really, really tight braid. And you just keep braiding, pull the hair all the way through each end, that way it won't tangle. Again, this is something that I had to learn myself through trial and error. Separate. I kind of could have made the back where those where the pin is a little bit more neat. I was just excited to get the hair actually braided and nice and neat. This is a tedious task, so you are going to see an outfit change. I was doing this at like 3 o'clock in the morning, waiting for my baby to FaceTime me from his layover flight. But as you can see here, I think this is the 3rd one, and I was getting a little bit better, but you guys can see from my face, it hurts. It hurts. So if it's gonna hurt you, go ahead and do it on a mannequin head. That way your arms won't hurt as much. I wanted to practice with it on my head so that this kind of is practice for my real hair. I think that like you're gonna see, I'm gonna try and use product. I'm gonna try it wet. For me, I feel like with the hair being dry and a little bit coarse, you probably can grip the best, because this hair is like nice and smooth and slick. It probably would be a better braid with my natural hair, if that makes any sense. It's just the coarser the hair, I think the better you're able to loop, pull, and grip the hair really, really, really tight. Also, when it's wet, I feel like it's a little bit too slippery for me when I add product. I think again it's a little bit more about preference and what works for you, your skill level, I'm sorry, and also you know, just what you're used to. So make sure that you separate your baby hairs so that you don't have your baby hair in your braid. Detangle each end. This is wavy hair, so I did find that it did need it to be detangled. Separate the rest of the hair so you don't find yourself messing up your parts. Here I'm going to add my Paul Mitchell foam lotion. Have it linked down below. Hands are hurting. And I'm just going to take 3 separate pieces of hair and just start loop pulling under. So loop under that hand, loop under the next hand, loop under the next hand, going backwards and under, backwards and under. Hope that makes sense. But I did speed it up a little bit for you guys. Also, if you pay really close attention, you will notice that each of the braids is a different length. That is kind of one of my reservations about doing this, not knowing how I was going to make them all even. But when you see it in the end, it all looks cohesive and you can't really tell. There you can see a little bit of the track in the back, so I'm going to just part it and make sure that I use a little bit of hair to cover. Detangle the hair. Hands are hurting. My arms and my hands are on fire. By here, I feel like I was on a roll, just braiding. Now, I was going to braid the entire lace, but daughter woke up, had to put her back to sleep, ended up falling asleep. This is the next day. Just took the wig off and put a bonnet on, so I didn't ruin it too bad in my sleep. But I did fall asleep with the wig on before I took it off that night, so I had to go back in and re-wet it. I did add the Sebastian wet to the ends of the hair last night, so that way I didn't have to really add product. When I re-wet it, it kind of just reactivated the product that was already in there. Here I wanted to kind of make the baby hair a little bit more thin and natural, so I did use my hands to pluck it. I had already secured it on the sides the night before and kind of ripped it off when I took it off, so I'm trying to secure that. And just using my black Got To Be glue gel to secure that to the side so that way those flaps kind of lay down like baby hair. And just redoing the baby hair all the way around. Baby hair is just everything to me. I'm just wondering when we're going to be over baby hair. Like, I know there's going to come a point where like we're going to be like, ew, what is that? And then it's going to come back again like 10 years after that. Like, that's just how things work nowadays. Everything goes away and comes back. So I'm pretty much done and pleased with the way the baby hair looks. Kept the remainder of the hair behind my ears. Then I just wanted to figure out what to do with the top. I kind of wasn't feeling that bun, but I did decide to go back in and add a little bit of my eyeshadow that I love. I'm almost hitting pan on it. Even though the knots are bleached and it does look natural in person, this just made it like boom, boom, pow. Made it look like I really did something when really I didn't. But go ahead and add your powder. That's just a preference of mine. You don't have to add the powder. You don't have to bleach the knots. You can do whatever combination works for you. This just happens to be what works for me. So I went ahead and cut off the elastic that was holding those braids together. And it looked like, what is her name? Shirley? I forgot her name from Rugrats. Cynthia doll. Hair everywhere, but for some reason I just wasn't feeling that little tiny bun. I kind of just wanted it to look flat, so I went ahead and just braided it back. Braid wasn't the best, but I really liked it pinned up. I'm thinking about going to Hawaii for Bay's birthday next month and maybe even the Bahamas for my birthday in September. This definitely will be a look to do. I really love it. Don't forget to check out Maxine. I have all the hair information and the links to purchase in the description bar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks on how you braid your hair and make it more snatched and more flaky, because I'm trying to get these braids on point. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video with your friends. Hit that bell button so you'll never miss a video from me again. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.